frozen up in the clouds, but I've always felt that something's missing. That was until I found you right there in the crowd. You came into my life and started a fire. You made me feel like I could touch the sky. Oh, there's nothing missing now that you're my desire. Now all I have to do is to make you mine. 'Cause I know, and you know what we could.
Hello friends and enemies, welcome to or back to Happy For Now. It's me, Isabel, here with my February reset. I'm so excited for a new month. I feel like I'm getting into my rhythm for 2024, deciding what things I want to read, and it's a fun time. As always, I will have timestamps down below if you want to hop around any particular section. We've got some fun announcements coming this month as well here. So there's that. I, of course, did a lot of book shopping while Shay was here, but I'm pretty proud of myself, which we'll talk about in Read What You Own. But yeah, I had so much to put away, which has been nice now that I've gotten my shelves pretty tidied up again. We're working on it still, but I feel like we've made good progress either way. But let's dive into February's happenings by talking about some of the lives and read-alongs I have going on for the month. So first things first, I have the Silent Blade read-along for Alona Andrews with our Alona Andrews crew. That'll be on February 9th. This one is available in Kindle Unlimited with audio, so that's really cool if you haven't read it yet. Then on February 24th, I have Rock Chick's Rescue. That I'm really, really excited for. I really enjoyed our first reread. We just had our first live recently. So those lives will happen around the end of the month-ish, except for March because Easter. But either way, we will be back talking about Rock Chick Rescue. This is Jet's book and Eddie, and I'm really excited to watch them become a couple. Then we also have a steamylit book club happening. So Brianna over at Four Paws in a Book messaged Shay and I and was like, hey, do you guys want to read a book a month for steamylit of authors some of us haven't read from? And I was like, absolutely, let's do that. So this month I volunteered as tribute to go first, and we will be live at some point in February, probably towards the end of the month. If I have a date before this goes up, I probably won't. I will schedule it, I'll put it up, but it'll be live on my channel since it's my month. And that will be A Turn in the Air by A.H. Cunningham. This is my most anticipated read for steamylit because she is attending and I'm so excited. This one has primal play, it has a plus size heroine, it's black romance. So I feel like it'll be a great pick for us. Also, listen, I'm here for the primal play. So we're going to read that and go live and talk about it at some point in the month. So yeah, just keep your eye out for a schedule. I will put it on Instagram and stuff too when we have a plan in place, but that's where we're starting. I will tag them all down below. Make sure you're following them. And if you want to join the discussion about this, we will have a channel in the BookTube Roundtable Discord where we can discuss steamylit plans and also discuss things like the book we're reading each month. So you've got your first month's pick. The other fun thing I have is last year, May and I did this thing called the 24-ish hour readathon, and we're back with the 24-ish hour readathon Pals and Gals Valentine's Day edition. We will be on reading sprints from February 9th after my Alona Andrews live until Sunday the 11th. So we won't be live the whole time is the first rule here, and we do sleep. But the goal is to just read as much as you can for about 24-ish hours if possible in the span of 3 days. I feel like that's pretty doable. Personally, I think that's pretty chill goal. It is Super Bowl weekend, but we thought we'd give our readers and our non-football people something to do, to say the least. We tentatively have sprints scheduled. Here is the schedule, tentative. We're gonna nail that down here in the next day or two, and everything will get posted on Instagram and templates for y'all as well. But yeah, we're gonna do the 24-ish again. I hope you join us. May also actually has a channel that she's active on now, so I will tag her below. You should be following her. She is one of my best friends in the whole wide world, and she is an absolute treasure of a human, and I'm just so excited to spend 24-ish hours with her reading books and being ridiculous on lives together, because that's coming. I can guarantee it. At some point we will be stir crazy. But yeah, we have that coming in the month of February. We wanted to do it again this winter, but it was just too hard to find time with our schedule. So we're back. We're back and I'm so excited. Either way, I hope you join us. Like I said, the goal is just to read as much as you can in that time span and try and read for 24-ish hours. We were going to rename it, but we felt like 24-ish is more fun than 36-ish. I don't know. So that's just the name of the readathon we do randomly when we feel like it. Next up, let's talk about Read What You Own. So as I said, I did buy a lot of books this month, as you saw in some of the B-roll as well. I got 64 new titles in the month of January, which feels counterproductive to Read What You Own, but I was smart this year and I traded in things at McKay's because I was like, you know what? We should trade things in. And I actually, Shay and I were talking and I was like, yeah, I'm going to make a shelf. I have like a little mini bookshelf off to the side. I'm going to make a shelf of that literally dedicated to trades. So whenever that shelf gets full, I need to go to McKay's and unhaul some books. So of those 64 titles I acquired, it only increased my TBR by 11. So like, I'm very proud of myself right now. I need you to know I'm very proud of myself, including DNFs and read books in January. Obviously it's the 30th. So like anything else I read the next 2 days counts towards February, but like it's probably gonna be 1 or 2 books max. That read count was 18 books, or was 17 books, 1 DNF, which was a NetGalley arc that I did DNF. I unhauled 35 books though. And I gotta say, I think that is a win. 35 books gone off my shelves, out of my life. I've got a couple that McKay's didn't take that I need to list on Pango, but still 35 books total off my shelves is an absolute victory. And a couple of the things I hauled, I've already read. So like, even that 65 is not completely accurate because I don't count against my Read What You Own. So look at me go. Listen, I feel like this is solid progress, especially compared to last year when Shay visited and I definitely went overboard on my manga. You'll be getting my manga haul like in a week-ish, a little over a week. And I still went over budget. I will say that here. I did go over budget still, but not by a lot, like by 50 bucks. And I'm okay with that because I've had a really it's been a rough couple months if you're new here. Overall, I talked about it in a vlog I'll link to below if you want to know what's going on. I don't feel like rehashing it right now, but I feel like I could be stress spending a lot more than I am. So we're going to take the win. We're gonna take the win. All right, let's talk about arcs. This is like the quietest month of arcs somehow, which is exciting, sort of. I only have 3 arcs I need to read in February, and one of them is an indie arc from Rebecca Weatherspoon, and that is for Megan, her newest book. We're finally getting Megan's book. We meet her in quite a few of Rebecca's other titles that I actually haven't read all of yet, and I do need to. So I'm gonna be reading Megan very early in the month, as well as Bride by Ali Hazelwood, which seems to have very mixed feelings and reviews, and I find that really interesting. I know I'm excited. I don't know how good of a, if you're unfamiliar with Omegaverse, entry to Omegaverse it will be, if that makes sense. So I will be very curious to see how I feel about this. I'm buddy reading this with Shay, on the 1st we're starting, so I'll be back to let you know what I think in that vlog. And then we also have At First Spite by Olivia Dade. This is her newest release. I'm really curious about it. I have pre-ordered the edition from Love Sweet Arrow with the beautiful bonus step back cover style where they're in the tub. It's stunning. It's sold out, but I've pre-ordered that and I'm hopeful I will enjoy it. I liked Shipwreck a good bit, but I didn't love it, so I'm just kind of really hoping to continue to adore these books. Okay, a new addition to my resets is the Diverse Baseline Challenge. This is a really cool challenge being run. It is on Storygraph, which I'm there right now, by the way. It's trying to use this app as well. I've actually been pretty good about keeping up with it, but the challenges are there. It's also on Instagram. I'll link to it for you down below. There are prompts each month, 3 books a month, basically. The goal is to do at least literally a baseline challenge. I'm using this challenge to help me pick up books and genres I might not read otherwise, but I will say this also, though I'm using this challenge, I'm not following the month prompts. That's a me thing. That's an ADHD brain thing. I can't be told what to do. But I am kind of going to give some potentials that I have on my radar that I might read in February that would count towards February prompts, because I would like to give y'all 1, ideas of things you could read, but 2, also just kind of talk through the process. Right now I am behind on the prompts, of course, because the first one's prompts, one of them's poetry. So if you have a Black poetry collection you think I should read, let me know. Because that's just something I don't read a ton of, honestly. I don't really read poetry. So if you have a suggestion, let me know. Okay, so February's prompts are a book by a Black author. I think I'm going to do Stars in Your Eyes by Case and Calendar. I have an audiobook arc of this, and I would really like to read it. I think I also have a NetGalley copy. So if I read my audiobook arc I got, and I can review it on NetGalley, it's a double win. Also, it just sounds interesting. It is a celebrity romance, which is not usually but I also am curious because it's Kaysen's adult debut. And I have read their non-adult titles. I've read their Felix Ever After and stuff and really enjoyed it. So I think I will probably get to this one in February. And then we have a historical fiction by a BIPOC author. So I was going to do Anna Marie and the Fox. I own that physically, number 1, and haven't read it. But 2, I keep meaning to pick this book up and just not doing it because historicals haven't been my jam lately. And I think because of that, I've just kind of hesitated to pick it up. I'm hoping maybe it'll be my little entry back. Final prompt of February is a book by a BIPOC author with found family. And I think I'm going to do RWYO finally. I know y'all are going to yell at me in the comments. I have not read RWYO yet, but I think I need to just go ahead and read RWYO. So that's what I'm probably going to try and read for this one. But yeah, I'm going to try and make up my January prompts that I didn't get to last month. Not on purpose. Like I said, it just kind of was where my month went. And like I said, I'm not going to follow the order completely. Like I've already completed a June prompt. It's fine. It's just how my brain works sometimes. So yeah, that's what's going on.
Like a song, like a perfect melody. Baby, don't say you don't believe in me. 'Cause you know, and I know, we're onto something good. You know, and I know, we got something good.
All right, let's talk about the potentials that I may or may not read in the month of February. Again, this is like a loose TBR. I will read my commitment reads, but beyond that, I don't know what I'm going to do really. So first things first, I have the next best fling. This doesn't come out till July, but Dana sent like an email to the Forever Friends, which I'm part of, and she was like talking this up, and I was like, I kind of want to read this ASAP. So this follows a librarian who's secretly been in love with her best friend for years, and he gets engaged. She's ready to move on, but before she gets the chance to, she ends up having to contend with the issue of his older brother, who is an ex-NFL player and obviously related to the guy she's in love with, and he's in love with the brother's fiance. So they end up having a fake dating thing. It seems like it's gonna be a good time. Personally, I think it sounds really fun. It sounds messy in the best ways. So I'm really, really intrigued. I also need to read Before I Let Go by Kennedy Ryan. This is another one that I have been putting off because Kennedy Ryan makes me cry often. So I would like to read that this month and get ready for the next book that comes out in March and also read that pretty quickly. The only other book thing I kind of would like to maybe pick up one or two more of is Criminal Intentions. But these aren't like directly on my TBR, which is part of why I haven't been picking them up as much. But I really enjoyed that first book, and these are really interesting cop thriller situations / romances. They are addressing a lot of propaganda, and I think they would be an interesting parallel to read while I'm reading Rock Chicks, because again, it's addressing some of the cop issues more so than things like Rock Chick do, at least so far. But yeah, I would like to continue the Criminal Intentions series. It also would be a good way for me to use up some of my Hoopla credits, I feel like. All right, and then manga-wise, biggest manga goal next month is I would like to read at least 17 volumes. So, because I like round numbers, that means 18 or 20, most likely. But that would also mean that all of my like extras that I have stacked over here would mean I have space on my shelves. And I probably need to read more than 17 to have space on my shelves again. But that would clear basically everything I have just sitting out on my shelf that isn't like in the correct direction. A little bit. Maybe a little bit more than that. But either way, I would like to be down to just like one stack that's just piled on my shelf minimum in February. So we're going to shoot for maybe a manga a day, but at least 20 next month, because I did not read enough manga this month. I will tell you that right now. So yeah, I'm going to start my volume 1 vlog probably this month, which is going to help me get through that too. So if I want to put that up in like March, I need to read my like 15 to 20 volume ones I've got over here sooner than later. So I'm going to focus on that next month as well. Either way, February is going to be a really fun month. It's the month of love. I can't wait to see all the bad takes we get about romance books, because they always happen. It's always coming for us. It's like looming in the distance as February nears. If you hung around this long, I'd love to know what your February priorities are. And if you don't want to do that, leave me heart emojis in the comments, of course, because February. We're gonna do lots of cutesy emojis all February, I think. And if you want links to anything I talked about, those will be down below, as well as links to be my friend anywhere on the internet. And I will catch you all in just a few days. Bye.
About to leave, already packing. Come with me, I'm not really asking. We'll get away to a place where we don't know. About to see the world in action, what we can be, life with no distractions. We'll get